We're living in a crazy time. Technology's moving so fast, it's like trying to catch a bullet train on a skateboard. It's exhilarating and terrifying at the same time. Artificial intelligence especially. It's like this wild beast we've unleashed, and we're still trying to figure out how to hold on. On one hand, it's changing the game in medicine, engineering, all that stuff. But on the other hand, it's creeping into some dark corners of the internet, places where things get really unsettling. We're talking facial recognition software that can track your every move, algorithms that can generate fake videos that look real as hell, AI that can clone your voice with scary accuracy. This stuff isn't science fiction anymore, it's here, and it's being used in ways that should make you seriously question what's coming next. This isn't about fear-mongering, man. It's about understanding the power of what we're dealing with. We're going deep down the rabbit hole to expose the most unsettling AI websites out there. The ones that are pushing the boundaries of ethics and making us rethink what it means to be human in the digital age. Let's do this. Let's begin with Idemia AI website, a company pushing the boundaries of biometric technology. Idemia specializes in facial recognition, fingerprint scanning, and other identification methods. These technologies are used in security systems globally, claiming to protect us from fraud, crime, and terrorism. They're like the kings of facial recognition. On the surface, it sounds like a breakthrough in security, but the reality is far more complex. Facial recognition technology has been adopted by law enforcement agencies worldwide. While these tools are meant to catch criminals, they are also raising questions about civil liberties and the risks of wrongful identifications. They claim it's all about security, keeping the bad guys at bay, but how much privacy are we willing to sacrifice for safety? Think about it. In a troubling case in New Jersey, a man was wrongfully arrested after facial recognition technology misidentified him as a suspect in a theft case. The technology led to an embarrassing and damaging arrest. Here's the problem. Niger was innocent. He wasn't even in the same city when the crime occurred. For 10 days, Niger sat in jail insisting that he was innocent. He even had an alibi. He was at a bank making a money transfer at the time of the crime. AI facial recognition software told them that Niger was the culprit. When the police first started investigating the case, they found a driver's license at the crime scene, but the license turned out to be fake. The name on it wasn't real, but the photo matched the suspect. Since all they had was a face, the police decided to run the photo through the Idemia AI facial recognition system. The AI scanned the photo, measuring details like eye shape, lip curvature, and the distance between FA features, and it came up with a match, and using the photo on the ID got a facial recognition match to Niger Parks with seemingly no other evidence. A judge signed a warrant for Parks' arrest, but the AI facial recognition was wrong. Niger Parks was not the man in the photo. Luckily, Niger had a rock-solid alibi and did not go to jail. And what happens if that information falls into the wrong hands? With systems like Idemia's being used across public spaces, the risk of error is high. Many innocent people could be caught in this digital web, their privacy compromised by machines that are still far from perfect. How many more stories like this will we hear? With facial recognition technology growing in use, we may soon face a world where we are constantly surveilled, our every move tracked, even in places we thought were private. Alright, buckle up for this one, because things are about to get weird. Next, we venture into the realm of artistic horror, the nightmare machine. What happens when artificial intelligence is used to distort human features into grotesque, disturbing versions? This is the essence of the nightmare machine, a website that takes human faces and transforms them into terrifying, nightmarish versions. These AI-generated distortions are unsettling, designed to evoke discomfort and fear. While the project might have been intended as a commentary on the limits of AI, it raises questions about the potential misuse of such technology. These MIT researchers, they fed this algorithm thousands of images of haunted houses, creepy clowns, all that spooky stuff. Could this kind of technology be used to manipulate real people's identities or spread malicious content? What's to stop someone from taking a real person's face and turning it into something monstrous? The potential for harm is real, and the ethical implications are far-reaching. Ever heard of PimEyes? Now, let's look at PimEyes, a website that brings facial recognition to a whole new level. PimEyes allows anyone to upload an image and search for matching faces across the internet. It's like a digital bloodhound, sniffing out photos, videos, and social media posts linked to any individual. While PimEyes has some benefits, like helping people track stolen images or find old pictures, it's also a goldmine for stalkers. In fact, PimEyes has been criticized for enabling harassment. The site's ability to track people's faces and find them across the internet has led to disturbing cases of stalking and invasion of privacy. Take Scarlett, for example. She was relentlessly stalked by an individual who used PimEyes to track her down and monitor her every move. After uploading an image of her face, the stalker found every photo she had online, opening the door for threats and harassment. With PimEyes, a person can be found without their knowledge or consent. This is a nightmare scenario for anyone who values their privacy, turning the internet into a hunting ground for those with malicious intent. But let's be real. This thing is a stalker's dream come true. Imagine some creep getting their hands on a picture of your wife, your daughter, even your grandma. With a few clicks, they can find out where they live, where they work, who they hang out with. This is some next-level invasion of privacy, man. And the scariest part, PimEyes claims they can't do anything about it, that it's just the technology doing its thing. They've even fought lawsuits from people trying to get their images removed from the database. This is where we get into the whole wild west of AI regulation. There are laws in place to protect our privacy, but they haven't caught up with the technology. And companies like PimEyes are exploiting that gray area, making a profit off of our vulnerability. It's a slippery slope, man, and it's only a matter of time before something really bad happens. Chapter 4. Lensa. Stealing faces for AI art. Lensa is an AI app that transforms your selfies into stunning, hyper-realistic artwork. The app went viral, with users sharing their AI-generated avatars across social media. It sounds harmless, right? But behind the beauty of Lensa's artwork lies a troubling issue: its use of stolen data. Critics, including several professional artists, have pointed out that Lensa's AI relies on datasets taken from the internet without permission from the original creators. This has sparked backlash, with accusations of exploitation and theft. John Lamb, a prominent artist, has been vocal about the ethical issues surrounding Lensa. He argues that Lensa's algorithm uses the works of artists without compensation or consent, essentially stealing their intellectual property for profit. The app may give you a beautiful portrait, but at what cost to creators? The rise of AI art poses a fundamental question. Can we truly claim ownership of something created by a machine that learns from others' work? But here's the catch. Lensa and other apps like it, they're trained on massive datasets of images, often without the consent of the artists who created them. So you've got these AI algorithms basically stealing styles, techniques, even entire artistic identities. It's like if I started writing jokes based on stolen bits from other comedians. It's not cool, man, and it raises some serious questions about intellectual property and the future of art itself. What happens when anyone can create a masterpiece with a few taps on their phone? Do human artists even stand a chance? And what about the ethical implications of using someone else's work without their permission? Lensa might seem like a harmless app, but it's a symptom of a much bigger problem. We're entering a world where the lines between human creativity and AI mimicry are becoming increasingly blurred, and that's a world we need to navigate carefully. Chapter 5. The Follower, Cyberstalking Made Easy. Let's talk about a website that sends chills down my spine: The Follower. Cyberstalking has been a growing issue for years, but now, with AI tools like The Follower, it has become far too easy to track and invade someone's privacy. This AI tool allows users to follow and track individuals across the internet, gathering personal information and monitoring their every move. The technology behind The Follower is a potential nightmare. By enabling users to track online activity and gather sensitive data without consent, it gives malicious individuals the power to harass, intimidate, and manipulate others. It uses publicly available information from social media, traffic cameras, even weather reports to track the movements of airplanes and predict flight paths. They claim it's for aviation enthusiasts, but come on, man, you don't need to be Sherlock Holmes to see the potential for abuse here. Imagine some obsessive fan using The Follower to track the movements of their favorite celebrity, figuring out their travel plans, their daily routines. It's creepy, it's invasive, and it's way too easy to do. We live in a world where we're constantly sharing our location, our activities, our every move, and tools like The Follower are taking advantage of that, blurring the lines between online and offline privacy. It's a scary thought, man, knowing that someone could be out there watching your every move, and there's not much you can do to stop them. Alright, let's dive into the weird world of AI companionship with Replika AI. This app lets you create a digital version of yourself, a chatbot that learns from your conversations and becomes more like you over time. Replika AI, designed as a friendly emotional chatbot, offers users a digital companion to talk to. It promises to listen, understand, and offer emotional support, but the reality is far more complex. One tragic story involves a supermarket worker named Sarai, who became deeply emotionally attached to her Replika chatbot. When the platform updated and her AI companion was removed, Sarai fell into a deep emotional spiral. She struggled to distinguish the boundaries between digital and real-life relationships, highlighting the dangers of emotionally relying on AI. As AI companions become more advanced, the emotional bond between humans and machines grows stronger. But what happens when that bond is broken? The consequences can be devastating. People are forming deep emotional attachments to their replicas. They're confiding in them, sharing their secrets, even falling in love with them. And I get it, man. Loneliness is a real thing, and sometimes a digital companion can feel better than no companion at all. But at what cost? When we start blurring the lines between human connection and digital simulation, are we losing something essential to our humanity? Are we becoming so reliant on these artificial relationships that we forget how to form real ones? Replika AI is a fascinating experiment, but it's also a cautionary tale about the potential dangers of seeking solace in the digital void. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this next one is seriously unsettling. We're talking about voice cloning, the ability to replicate someone's voice with such accuracy that you can't tell the difference between the real deal and the AI-generated fake. And it's easier than you might think. There are websites out there where you can upload a few minutes of audio of someone talking, and boom, you've got a digital puppet master at your fingertips. Voice cloning technology has become another frightening tool in the digital age. With companies like 11 Labs offering users the ability to mimic any voice, the risks of impersonation are terrifyingly. Criminal tool in 2023, 28% of adults in the UK were targeted by voice cloning scams. That same year, over 2.7 billion was stolen through these scams in the US. In 2023, a family received a ransom call from someone claiming to have their daughter. The voice on the other end of the line was indistinguishable from the real voice of their child, cloned using advanced AI technology. The family was tricked into paying a ransom, only to later discover the voice was fake. Voice cloning is being used by scammers to impersonate loved ones, banks, and even law enforcement. As AI improves, it becomes harder to tell the difference between real voices and fake ones. This opens the door to dangerous, life-threatening scams. Impersonate someone on the phone? Even put words in someone's mouth in a recorded conversation. The potential for scams, identity theft, and all sorts of malicious mischief is off the charts. We're already seeing this technology being used to target vulnerable people, like grandparents getting calls from scammers pretending to be their grandkids in trouble. And as voice cloning gets more sophisticated, it's only going to get harder to separate fact from fiction. We're entering a world where you can't even trust your own ears, man. That's some Black Mirror shit right there. Alright, we've arrived at the granddaddy of unsettling AI deepfakes. Deepfake technology is perhaps the most alarming of all. This AI tool allows anyone to manipulate video footage, swapping faces and voices with frightening accuracy. What happens when this technology is used to spread misinformation, harm reputations, or create fake news? Deepfakes have already been used to create fake news videos, making it appear as if politicians, celebrities, and even ordinary people have said or done things they never did. The implications are grave. What happens when truth becomes impossible to distinguish from fiction? The consequences of deepfakes could threaten our trust in the media, the justice system, and even the democratic process. AI is here to stay, and its impact on society will only continue to grow. While there are many positive aspects to these technologies, it's clear that they come with a price, one that could threaten our safety, privacy, and even our humanity. As we venture further into the digital age, the question remains, how much control will we have over the technology we create?